inexcusable hypocrisy continues to be exposed as new, deeply disturbing accusations emerge against the now disgraced Hollywood executive, major Democratic political donor, Harvey Weinstein. In an explosive report from The New Yorker, 3 women are now accusing Weinstein of rape, and Hollywood A-listers like Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, they are now saying that Weinstein sexually harassed them also. Now, as these shocking details continue to come out, Hollywood liberals, Democrats are only slowly starting to condemn Weinstein. It's 5 days later. Hillary Clinton, who has accepted tens of thousands of dollars in campaign donations from Weinstein, is finally now denouncing him after a deafening silence. And late tonight, the Obamas, they're finally condemning the Hollywood mogul. Tonight, we have Newt Gingrich, Monica Crowley, who knew Harvey Weinstein, Geraldo Rivera, Larry Elder will all join us. But first, we'll do what the mainstream media never will do. We're going to expose tonight how this is much bigger and far more pervasive than the media will ever tell you. And that is tonight's breaking news opening monologue. All right, so the massive Harvey Weinstein scandal is getting more disturbing hour by hour. Now, according to an absolutely stunning report from The New Yorker, 3 women are now accusing Weinstein of rape, and 4 others are saying the media mogul sexually harassed them. Now, the New Yorker also obtained what it says is New York Police Department, an audio recording of a 2015 sting operation involving Weinstein and a model. On this recording, Weinstein, you can hear him admitting to groping her. And we've got to warn you, if you have kids in the room, this is graphic. Listen to this.
You must come here now.
No.
Please.
No, I don't want to.
I'm not doing anything with you.
I'm sorry, I cannot. No, yesterday was a kind of aggressive for me. I need to know a person to be touched.
I won't do a thing.
I don't.
Please, I swear I won't. Just sit with me. Don't embarrass me in the hotel. I'm here all the time.
I
Sit
know,
with me,
but
I
I don't
promise.
want to.
Please sit there. Please. 1 minute.
No,
I ask
I can't.
you to go to the bathroom.
Please, I don't want to do something I don't want
Go
to.
to the bathroom. Come here. Listen to me.
I want to go downstairs.
I'm not going to do anything. You'll never see me again after this. Okay? That's it. If you embarrass me in this hotel.
I'm not embarrassing you. It's just that I don't feel comfortable.
I mean, you don't have to fight with me anymore. Please, I'm not going to do anything. I swear, my children. Please come in. On everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable right now.
Please come in now. And 1 minute. And if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my
Why
jacket, you can
yesterday you touched my wrist?
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that. Come on.
Are you used to that?
Yes, come in.
No, but I'm not used to that.
I won't do it again. Come on. Sit here. Sit here for a minute, please.
No, I don't want to.
If you do this now, you will embarrass me. No. Never call me again. Okay? I'm sorry. I promise you I won't do anything.
I know, but yesterday was too
The
much
guy's
for me.
coming. I will never do another thing to you. 5 minutes. Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes.
I know, but it's kind of like, it's too much for me. I can't.
Please, you're making a big scene here.
No,
Please.
but I want to leave.
Okay, bye.
Now, that poor woman, so disturbing. And according to the New York Post, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, they're somehow defending their decision to not prosecute Weinstein back in 2015. That is repulsive. Hollywood A-listers like Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, they told the New York Times earlier today that Weinstein sexually harassed them. Also, other actresses are telling the New York Times that Weinstein was making unwanted advances. Heather Graham is also speaking out. She told Variety that Weinstein implied that if she had sex with him, she would get a movie deal and a movie role. And also tonight, Weinstein's wife, Georgina Chapman, she told People magazine she is now finally leaving her husband. And according to the Daily Mail, Weinstein, well, he's taken a page out of the Clinton playbook. He's now hiring a top Hollywood lawyer in an attempt, if you read it, to discredit his victims. At this rate, the way it's going, it looks like this is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to allegations against Harvey Weinstein. Now, what's even more disturbing is the fact that people, many of them in Hollywood, knew what Weinstein was doing, and they knew it for decades, and they did nothing about it. And some in Hollywood are even being accused of helping to cover this up. Now, according to a former New York Times reporter, there was a 2004 story that she was working on about Weinstein allegedly paying a woman to keep her silent after he sexually harassed her. Well, that was eventually killed with the help, she says, from actors Matt Damon and Russell Crowe. Now, Damon is denying that he played any role and says the conversation that he had with the reporter was not about Weinstein. There's also fashion designer. Want to be outraged? Donna Karan. She has to apologize today after saying on Sunday that Weinstein's accusers were, quote, asking for it. And there's also the fact that, as we highlighted last night, Weinstein is a huge, massive, major Democratic donor. Now, the Center for Responsive Politics, their estimate is that Weinstein contributed over $2 million to Democrats, and that's just since the year 2000. Now, it includes individual donations to key, very key, top Democratic names and players, including an estimated $44,000 to Hillary Clinton. And that's in addition to the $15,000 that Weinstein gave to her super PAC, or a super PAC tied to Hillary. And Weinstein also donated over $56,000 to the Obama Victory Fund. Maybe that's why it took Clinton and the Obamas 5 days to begin to speak out. And that's not all. The Hollywood executive dished out over $97,000 to the Democratic National Committee. He wrote checks for over $76,000 to the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee. Some Democrats, to their credit, are giving the money back. Others are donating to various liberal groups. Really? However, not every single Democrat is even doing that. Statement that she put out about Weinstein today. I was shocked and appalled by the revelations about Harvey Weinstein. The behavior described by women coming forward cannot be tolerated. Their courage and the support of others is critical in helping to stop this kind of behavior. Really, Hillary? Really? 3 generic sentences and your utter silence over the years? Now, here's the truth about the Clintons and Weinstein. Take a look at these pictures. They've known Weinstein for years and have been more than happy to take all his money to run their campaigns. FoxNews.com is also reporting that Weinstein donated between $100,000 and $250,000 to that Clinton Foundation. Maybe that's why Hillary waited to condemn Weinstein. Countries that support Sharia, maybe they brought her silence. Remember? She never criticized those countries that treat women, gays, lesbians, Christians, and Jews horribly. Did Weinstein buy her silence also? And also today, finally, at this late hour, the Obamas, they finally put out a statement about Weinstein. It reads this, quote, Michelle and I have been disgusted by the recent reports of Harvey Weinstein. Any man who demeans, degrades women in such fashion needs to be condemned and held accountable regardless of wealth or status. We should celebrate the courage of women who have come forward to tell these painful stories, and we all need to build a culture, including by empowering our girls and teaching our boys decency and respect, so we can make such behavior less prevalent in the future. Okay, Obama loves to opine about cultural controversies. What took him so long to denounce Weinstein? Did it have to do with the fact that he's taken all that money from Weinstein, that he invited Weinstein to the White House? Maybe Barack Obama was too embarrassed because back in 2013, the former First Lady, Michelle Obama, praised Harvey Weinstein during a White House event. Watch this.
This is possible because of Harvey. He is a wonderful human being, a good friend, and just a powerhouse.
Here's a question. Are the Clintons, the Obamas, are you going to give that money that Weinstein donated? You going to give it back? It's beyond despicable, beyond shameful. These rumors have been out there for years, and it's not surprising when it comes to the left. As I have explained over and over on this show, liberals love to be so sanctimonious, holier than thou, but they're really hypocrites. They claim moral authority over Republicans and conservatives over issues like women's rights, gay rights, freedom of speech, religious freedom. No, we conservatives on this program have spoken out about the treatment of women, gays, lesbians, Christians, and Jews under Sharia. Hollywood's a perfect example of this hypocrisy. For decades, we've been hearing about this type of behavior that Weinstein is being accused of. Now, he's definitely not alone. It's bigger than anyone is going to tell you. We will be investigating. People have been talking for years. Ever hear the phrase, the casting couch in Hollywood? We've all heard that phrase. And guess what? Hollywood has turned a blind eye to what is systemic abuse. They've just accepted it, all while attacking conservatives as being anti-women, feigning moral outrage, selective moral outrage, anytime a conservative is actually caught up in a scandal or an alleged scandal. Hollywood doesn't care about the issue that they talk about, because if they did, someone would have spoken out sooner about Weinstein. And conservative commentator Monica Crowley. I want to start with you. You knew him.
Well, in 2001, I worked as an editor and a writer for Talk Magazine. Talk Magazine was half owned by Harvey Weinstein and his first movie studio, Miramax.
Right.
So he controlled half of that magazine. And while I never experienced or witnessed sexual harassment myself, I did witness extremely abusive behavior on the part of Harvey Weinstein directed to the editor-in-chief, Tina Brown, and others who worked in that magazine.
Right.
He would come in that office once a week, couple times a week, screaming, and the vitriol that he spewed was so abusive that rather than being productive, it actually had the contrary effect. And while we all heard sort of whispers about the other part of it, it's all of a piece, Sean. The abusive behavior in one area certainly tells us about abusive behavior in other areas.
You know what? How is it possible, Geraldo? I have friends, they all told me the same thing, that live in Los Angeles. Everybody knew. Everybody knew, and it's far more pervasive than anybody knows. There's a guy in New Zealand I know that's hiring attorneys to expose all of these people. I think this is going to get bigger.
Oh, it's huge. But nobody can pretend to be surprised. You mentioned the expression casting couch. I've done at least a dozen exposés about the casting couch over the years. In 2013, when Seth MacFarlane, the very gifted comic, was presenting the nominations for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, he said of the 5 nominees, now they didn't have to pretend to like Harvey Weinstein anymore.
I remember that.
This was general knowledge. Furthermore, to your political point, I don't think that the progressive side of the political agenda, the liberals, can in any way deny that they dropped the ball regarding these specific allegations. There is no doubt, but if this was one of us, if it was Bill O'Reilly again, or if it was Bill Cosby, the left would have had it. It would have been, for instance, the lead in the Saturday Night Live monologue or the Weekend Update. It was not even mentioned. The late night comics didn't mention it at all, and it is lamentable that a person who is a predator like this, Weinstein is a pig, but if he were a right-wing pig, they would have been all over this on Friday, not waiting until Tuesday.
You know, Larry, you live in LA. It's different in this sense. Everybody I know that lives out there, there are so many people, young people, that go out there with dreams and aspirations, and they want to be actors and actresses and models and all of this. I'm told by my friends there, this is so pervasive.